Okay, so Red Black Vampires is a deck that felt kind of sweet with Standard, but ultimately just didn't quite have the staying power in that format in terms of like the card quality and go over the top that Blue-Red had. And not only did the Blue-Red Epiphany decks get dialed back in Alchemy, but the Vampires deck also got a pretty powerful new addition. So Sanguine Brushstroke here conjures a Blood Artist for us, makes us a Blood token, and makes it so when we sacrifice Blood tokens, they lose a life and we gain a life. And one of the things that I talked about with this deck inside of Standard was Bloodcaster felt really good pretty consistently, but it felt like it wanted like one more way to use blood tokens. Or to generate blood tokens. So this being another way to do that seems good. And notable here that Brushstroke interacts profitably with Anje, because this just says when you sacrifice a blood token. So if you have Brushstroke out and you use the Maid of Dishonor's activated ability to sacrifice a blood, you drain them for 3, which is quite fantastic. So our mana also gets a little bit better with Forsaken Crossroads. We get to play what, like 14 dual lands here. So yeah, let's play some games with this and see how Vampires feels here in Alchemy. Yeah, I liked how this deck played in Standard, because it's like a mid-rangey aggressive deck that has the ability to generate cards and has some selection thanks to the blood tokens. Felt very reasonable. I'd be greedy and keep this. It could be right to mulligan a hand without a 2-drop in the dark. 1 or 2-drop. Look at that. Perfect. Never didn't have it. Nailed it. A truly skill-based game that my opponent and I are playing. So the problem with Brushstroke and Shatterfang is that most of the good Shatterfang decks are Luris decks, Eric Durd. Main deck Broken Wings, chat. Our opponent's been hurt by some dragons. I mean, to be fair, I don't think this is a terrible main deck card. I'm gonna attack with the Blood Artist just to like set the tone of the game. Let him know what's up. We're just queued up the Bloodvial again here. And we'll play this this untapped and plan to use a blood token to cycle this Forsaken Crossroads. Is there a deck Broken Wings is dead against? I don't think so. It's like a super reasonable main deck card. Hey, Monotune, thanks for the sub gifties. That's very generous of you. Good morning, good morning. Oh, I did this in the wrong order, chat. This makes blood tokens when other... Oh, this only triggers once per turn. Never mind. Didn't matter. Orange Ace. I'm gonna kill them without attacking because I can. Just to demonstrate a point. Maid plus Sanguine is pretty slick. Just like playing mono green cards. I think I might just click submit. Maybe we like put in some word kills over these play with fires to kill their bigger creatures. Seems fine. Yeah, Brushstroke is a really powerful card. For sure. Discarding fiery tempers to blood tokens. Now that's kind of hot. Name red here, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and untap this because they showed us Lotus Cobra last game. So if they play Lotus Cobra or another 2-drop here, I want to play with Fire It so I can play this on an empty board. God, my brain is fucking huge, chat. Our brain has many wrinkles, much wow. Going on the Eldoon? Thanks for the 30 months. Welcome back. So kill this, attack you for 6, play a Bloodcaster. I wonder how long the mythic icons are going to be broken for. I mean, it's already the 21st. I assume they're not going to push a patch this week. With Christmas being, or Christmas Eve being Friday. Have they done a patch since it was broken? Oh, you're right. They totally have. Is Jadar still broken? Someone said earlier they thought Jadar was fixed. Now is Scruff McGruffin. They've been running that experiment on Magic Online for years. And the answer is very broken and will still make lots of money. Poor Wall of Roots. January 2016, never forget. Chat, something that I very quickly learned working at a Fortune 50 company looking through code bases that they had in production on things. Chat, good code doesn't exist. There's varying degrees of less bad code, but everybody's just faking it until they make it, hoping that the bubble gum and duct tape holds the stuff together, okay? You wanna hear about the type of shit that happens in production at some large places, chat? You wanna hear a story about why KPIs are bad? And for people that aren't familiar with corporate speak, KPI is Key Performance Index. Have any of the other programmers here heard of an efficiency loop? An efficiency loop, for those that are not familiar, is an intentional wait time that you build in to the loading or running part of your code. So that way, when management expects performance increases over time, if you can't get any actual performance increases from actually doing work, you just shave time off your efficiency loop and say that, okay, we got load times down, you know, this percentage this week. When really you didn't do anything, you just like built in a buffer to start. So that way when you knew you had that KPI, you probably had to meet a month from now, you had it built in so you could shave it down. That type of stuff like that is why KPIs are bad. Because smart people build in things like that to game the system. A more relatable thing, and this is a non-software thing. It's like whenever anybody asks you to do something, I remember when I worked in process automation, I automated things. People automated things, other people's jobs. And when someone would give me a task to automate, they would describe the task and I'd think to myself, okay, I can probably get this done in 2 days. So if I thought I could do it in 2 days, I would tell them I could do it in a week. And if I told them I could do it in a week and then I gave it to them after 4 days, so I spent 2 days working on it and 2 days dicking around, they were super excited because I was a day early. I shaved a day off my estimate. Never, whatever you think your actual timeline is, just like loosely double it. Sir Sparkles, thanks for the 23 months. Welcome back. Yeah, managing expectations is really important. And then whenever you beat the expectations that you set, people are impressed. I remember when I put in my 2 weeks notice at that job, when my oldest son was born, they were like, gosh, Jeff, we don't know how we're going to get by without you. And my first thought was, well, I only work for an hour a day, so you'll probably figure it out. An entire hour, you were an overachiever. God bless. You have killed my Voldaren Epicure. He's dead. I'm gonna go ahead and loot with this. We can find that other 1-drop here before I play my land. $8 short there. Paint us a lovely picture. And then if we play the Maid next turn, we can play Bloodcaster the following turn and make a blood when she comes in as well. Yes. Yeah, those are good people to work under, Goat. Who made the finals? We actually had a Dragon's Mirror for the finals. Mono red versus red white. The Dragon's deck seem like they have a lot of staying power in this format. It's a bolt. We got like a gold span here. Alrighty, we're doing with our 5th mana. Ooh, Shatter Skull with the +2 from that. Cute. Gosh, we're so close here. So close to flipping her over. If Anje had survived, we would have had it. And all of these are not only card selection here, but they're also drains. Brittle. Well, at least we get some more drains, I suppose. Like mono red control. It's a second conductive current. Yeah, seems like it. Bant Neo Company is my new favorite deck. Thanks for the biddies, Coral. I'm glad you're having fun with it. You know, it might be wrong to attack with this one, because they could have Play with Fire up here. That was dealing +2 anyways. Okay. This is actually lethal in a roundabout way, right? It's like, yeah, we have a plan. We just gotta like spend 10 mana. Big brain drain plays, Chip. Wait, did they just draft a card they couldn't cast? Seems loose. They're actually just dead on our untap. No, Tybalt Spellbook, there's only 2 cards that cost more than 4. Or are there more than that? Let me check. So there's 1 that costs more than 4, 2 that, oh, there are 3 that cost more than 4. There's 4 that cost more than 4. Oh, wow, this is worse than I thought. I don't know why I thought they were cheaper. Brushstroke is really good in this deck. This is kind of gross. Just kill you from 14 with these blood tokens? This is an incredible amount of reach. This Scaphony, thanks for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. Morning, Vorman. Thanks for the 5 months. Happy Tuesday. Almost said Wednesday. It's Tuesday, right? Is it really reach when you're killing them from almost their starting life total? Asking the real questions. So it seems like they're just like mono red control. Like Sorin and the Go Blanks to attack their hand. Even a couple of Infernal Grasp, they might have some creatures. Like, that's better than Break Expectations. There were a couple of mono... I'm going to be honest, I actually expected the mono black decks to do better than they did in the Hooglandia tournament. I had them shadow banned from early rounds of coverage because I expected them to make deep runs, and then Dragons just kind of had a breakout day. Well, I don't know that I would describe Go Blank as being good here against mono red, so much as it's just like less bad than the like removal spells that they don't have creatures for, if that makes sense. And like on 3, it's fine. You love the transparency on what gets shadow banned. We aim to please. Alright, so they have play with fire here. So do I want this to die or this to die? I'd rather have this die. They both make a blood when they die. This is slightly worse if they play the red sweeper this turn. I'd have 1 more blood here if I'd have played the red sweeper. If I'd have played this out. Okay. Lovely. Blood tokens helping smooth out our draw nicely here.
pal. I'm with the Gatewatch, so you might as well give up already. Give a toast? I'd love to.
Upstairs, you say? It's aggressive. I'm gonna attack them because I want to land drop here. I want 2 more looks at it.
Watch me heat up the dance floor.
Thanks for the primary note. Yeah, it's weird. The resub message doesn't always match the day you resub on. Sad. We don't get a 1 token out of it. So, I think I'm attacking them, and we'll see what we hit off the draws. It's just a land. Let's do this. The thick lad. If I go blank them, their Faceless Haven just gets to smack me. Good chance they can't kill a 5/6. This doesn't ult until 7, right? Yeah.
Aw, you're looking a little singed.
I need to get the Brushstroke down next turn to start gaining some life. I don't think they've used their burn spell. It was buffed by the sweeper yet. Let's lead on this before we decide where we're going. Playing this out with the Blood Artist might encourage them to play a removal spell. Really? Okay, so this is hitting for 8, 11. I boarded out my Play with Fire, so I guess we're doing this.
Wow, not even a gift bag.
I think we just chill on these blood tokens. So they have to kill us from 6 here. Oh, did Roiling Eruption do extra? Oh, I think you're right. It did. Yeah, good call. Could this deck be ported to Historic? I don't think you really get any meaningful upgrades in Historic. Also, like, Historic's a much higher power level than this format. these kind of more mid-rangey aggro decks tend to be pretty bad in Historic. All right, looks like we got him. Thor, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Yeah, the animation delays in this patch are kind of annoying, for sure. Brushstroke could probably make it into Citadel. Maybe? I don't know. 3 life is a lot, and that deck doesn't usually have mana. I guess it makes 3 permanents to sacrifice is kind of nice. Maybe that's good enough reason. One thing to keep track of is that these do not make mana for the brushstrokes. So make sure you play their duels out on black if you have the option. That is an incredibly good start for our opponent. Now, if we draw a black source next turn, the second blood from the Brushstroke will let Harvester kill Ratilda. Oof. Zang losing the die roll here is definitely a punt. Okay, it's a nice pickup. Large lady Maid.
We must put an end to the violence between humans and werewolves.
End violence. So this will make 2 blood tokens, because the blood artist entering will trigger Anje. I think we play this as well.
Follow the enemy's
Okay, this gets us up to 6 blood tokens. Are they trying to kill this? They don't realize this is a sorcery. They probably don't realize this is a sorcery speed activation. Yep, that's it. That's exactly what happened there.
Retreat into the night.
Retreat into the night. Hey, bump up the friends. Pump up, the bump up, the wump up, the friends. Do 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 do. And then it feels like we've thoroughly stabilized at this point, huh? We send it back to daytime with a double spell, and good golly was it a good time to become day. It's a good one to get rid of. So this is 8, and then I can deal 9 with this. Gosh, they're like really close to dead, right? So this puts them to 11. Wait, they're dead, right? Because this kills this, which then does 2. And then I sacrifice 3 things here, which is 9. Holy crap. Does actually hit you for 19. Oh, you can sack the bats for extra damage too, because they trigger Blood Artist and Sanguine Sacrament. Oh, that's gross. The bats are 4. Nice, 2 over actually. Okay, I'm picking up what this deck is putting down. I'd like to solve the puzzle, please. You trim these, they're kind of a little bit lower quality. Maybe we keep these actually. We get rid of the Vampire Socialites. These are blood based. Wait, I tuned out of this game because their start was too powerful to overcome. Ye of little faith. Yeah, it's a sweet one, Rufio. Sanguine Sacrament is a really powerful magic card. Thanks for the follow, Blue Sun. If you're having a good morning wherever you're at. Or afternoon some places, I suppose. Maybe evening. Thanks everybody for hanging out today, by the way. Good to see almost 1,000 people in here for some Magic Arena this morning. If you're new to the channel like Blue Sun, welcome. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. We do Magic the Gathering as a good chunk of my content. Also play other card games and strategy games and some single-player story games. Usually we start the stream each day with 2 different Magic the Gathering decks, though. So if you're into that sort of thing, this is a great place for that. Pretty much play all constructed here for card games. If you're not able to drop by every day of the week, I understand life is busy. You should also check out my daily deck digest YouTube channel. The best of the best decks that I play on stream end up getting featured in short 20 to 40 minute videos there. Do a quick deck tech of them and then highlight them in a couple of matches that show off some of their better gameplay. Really hoping to draw like a 2-mana spell next turn so we can like play with fire, kill this, and then also play Brushstroke. Just gonna go ahead and Brushstroke here, I think. They want to use Liberator to kill it. I'm okay with that exchange. So I got a blood token and a blood artist out of it. It's a pretty okay pickup. I could do this plus this. Yeah, thick boy down sounds appealing though too. This is harder to kill. If I play this out and they have like another Thundering Rebuke, I'm kind of sad. The fact that this thing has a stat line to dodge Brittle Blast too is great. But welcome back to the loop, Holy Elvis. Oh, so these could trade here technically. Oh no, it has Menace, so it kills my artist and then hits me. It's actually really good. Archmage, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. I think it's like Florian Florian pass with the intention to double fire the Arsonist. I think is the line. Hot dog water, thanks for the 34 months. My body is ready to get snakeskin veiled. Do they want to trade Arsonist for Florian is a question. They don't. That actually kind of surprises me. I think they're supposed to trade those there. Well, I feel like my path back into this game starts with this card drawing me cards. One removal spell, please. Actually, super unfortunate. It actually just dies to this, right? Maybe I should have taken the land. Okay, I think I gotta dig for one of my 4 ways to kill this. Is Harvester good enough? It probably is, right? Because it like makes me a blood. And then between the blocks and this and my drains next turn, I'm probably okay. This'll make a blood when it dies as well. Gosh, they have removal spell too? Am I dead here? 5, 6, 7. I'm not dead on board. And then, oh wait, that is haste. Fuck, it's exactly lethal. What a brutal series of draws. What a brutal series. That's fine. We'll get the third game on the play. Man, that was close. Needed one more point. Think I'm happy with the decisions I made there. Just didn't quite Oh, Brittle Blast. I thought we were only drawing to these. Brittle Blast wasn't out there, too. I mean, to be fair, the Reckless Stormseeker was probably better than the Arsonist there. I mean, they only took one draw with the blood, right? So, it helped them a small amount, but it wasn't like they dug a whole bunch. In fact, if they would have spent more time fumbling around with the blood tokens, they wouldn't have had enough time to kill us before we killed them. Whiffing when looking at 6 cards. What is this collecting company? Asking the real questions. Play something out that's a little bit brittle. We'll play a 5/6 on an empty board. But follow-up card advantage. Crushing Canopy is great for us. You know, land, also great for us. Yeah, Soul Seer is a super playable card. Brittle Blast is just Soul Seer plus. We just want to keep the board clean, huh? So, 2 really close games, then 1 fairly dominating play for us. Thanks for the follow, Wiggly. Good morning. While drafting, hold the Alt key, Option key on Mac to show how many copies of a card you already own. Well, how do you do it on mobile, chat? They gave me the extra text to tell me how to do it on OS X. How do I see how many cards I already own on mobile? You don't? I've tried. Yeah, I think I'll keep that. By the way, we've got a lot more people here than earlier when I was talking about it. I'm excited to share that Hoaglandia and our Open Series tournaments have been invited to be a part of MTG Melee's premium tournament organizer group, which means that our January Historic Open on January 8th will award an invite to the Neo Set Championship for Magic the Gathering. So shoutouts to MTG Melee for the hookup on that. The structure and entry fee of that tournament will be the same as all of our previous events. It's still going to be double elimination. You will still need to be a sub to the channel. And then there's a $5 entry fee past that on MTG Melee. You will still be required to share your screen upon request to play in the tournament. so we can do coverage like we always do. And there will still be plenty of cool stuff, ink store credit up for grabs as prizes as well. In addition to the first place person getting an invite directly to the Neo Championship, you will also get invites to the qualifier weekend to the 7 other people that finish in the top 8. Oh wait, this is black. Crap. I was gonna say I could do this plus this. I think we just block here because this denies them drawing a card with Tovalor. The event is not up on Melee just yet. I am still in talks with sponsors for that tournament to make sure I can have money to pay production staff. Oh, and it hasn't been relevant in the past, but our tournament is still going to be limited to 256 players. I don't think we'll hit the cap, but we also haven't had these PTQ style events on Magic Arena before. So I think there's a good chance it's going to bring in more players. But we are still intending to cap the tournament at 256 players. Usually we have about 100, so we'll see how much it increases things by. Yeah, their flip here probably means we're dead. Thanks for the follow, Ellie. I don't know if we know the format of the Neo Championship yet. That is not what I know offhand. Oh gosh, chat. All right, well we are super duper dead, huh? Oh, also, Brad Nelson, has agreed to be our guest commentator for our January tournament, which is also fun and exciting. All right, this flips their things back. And Jim Davis will be joining me for the bulk of the coverage like he has been. Jim and I mesh really well for commentary. Well, if we draw untapped land and we get to like kill their 2/2 and play Maid, we have like a pretty okay shot here. Okay. Okay. I am intending to invite CGB back to commentate when we do a standard or alchemy tournament. He doesn't do a ton of historic content, so I didn't think it made sense to ask him out for one of these. Almost recovered on the draw there, just a little bit too slow. Bring in more removal spells on the draw again. We cut this last time. Seems fine. We'll just run that back. I mean, honestly, if we had been able to stabilize that board that turn, sellers, each of the blood tokens were draining for 3. We probably didn't care about the cards in their hand. Yeah, CGB posted a video yesterday saying he was taking a break from content for a little bit. Which doesn't surprise me. That man's a machine. He's posted videos like every day for like 3 years or something silly like that. Something's gotta give. Breaks are great. Good for him. I agree. Hopefully he enjoys his time off. He lost a bet to Croakies. I thought he beat Croakies in their little showdown shindig, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he won that, right? He is the one in best of one. Well, that's hyper rude. Need to play this on black in case we draw a sacrament. Bloodcaster sounds lovely. We'll get to go Anje into caster. Sid, third point of toughness. I wonder if 4 play with fires is right in this format. Or is it? There isn't nearly as much white aggro in this format, which makes play with fire a touch worse. Do I want to attack with both of these? I kind of want to attack with both of these. I guess I get in trouble if they have another arsonist. Caretaker doesn't matter, right? They're just super dead. Are they dead? Math? I guess I have to block with the Bloodbat Summoner, which is unfortunate. Otherwise I exactly die. God, am I 1 point of damage short again? Chat, am I 1 point short again? I think I'm 1 point short again. Yeah, I have 8. I guess we just pass. I forgot to play with fire and they transformed. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Alright, we probably could have won that game. I needed to play with fire, and then I was going up to 9 off the blood tokens, and then I had 2 blockers. That was super winnable. Maybe we were dead because of the menace. We might have been dead because of the menace regardless. It obviously wasn't anywhere near optimal letting it flip. It's for the 35 months, Chris. What found me the last point of damage, Mortex? What card was I drawing to that gave me a point of damage? Can you fill me in? Another play with fire didn't give me extra damage. Neither did the 1-drop, chat. Because I only had 5 mana. I don't think we had any draws there to scry for. Yeah, I wouldn't have had the mana. Everybody that thinks there was a way to find lethal there, go back and take a screenshot and tell me what the actual lethal is, 'cause I'm confident that you are all wrong. Oaken Shade, thanks for the half a year. We were a mana short no matter how you sliced it, or a damage short no matter how you sliced it. Yes, activating the den meant I couldn't sacrifice blood tokens, Trench, so it's actually less damage. Alright, they are notably not the what's it called, deck? The snow deck. I've used both fires though. I don't think I had 2 red available. I only had 2 red total, and I'm pretty sure I spent 1 the previous turn, but I don't remember now. I don't think I had the option to kill their thing at any point. Wait, is this the same person again? If it is, this is the 3rd match, yeah. Yikes. Part of me wonders how big the MTG Arena player base really is. Because Wizards has always seemed very hesitant to add more queues to this client. And after seeing how the pairings have gone, with Alchemy being added, I wonder if maybe they were right to be weary of adding more queues. Because the queue times for both Alchemy and Historic have been higher than average than what I had experienced previously in Magic Arena. Well, we have our sideboard planned down at least. 5 removal spells in, some weaker vampires out. The answer to this question might be no. Is anybody in chat still playing Standard? Have the Standard queue times been good? We won't judge you if you say yes, but I'm curious if people have still been playing Standard and what those queue times have been like. I think there's an incredibly good chance that people are sub to me have not been playing Standard. I'll judge you. Yeah, that's probably true too. Best of one is for as much as tryhards like to try and make best of one out to be something lesser. Best of one is far more popular in Magic Arena than not. Hey, Glitch Gaming, thanks for the follow. The Brawl queues have been quick. Yeah, I'd believe that. Brawl's also best of one. So one of the upsides to best of one is it's easier for the queues to pop quickly in best of one because you have your players getting into the queue more often. I don't blame you. Oof, ouch. Untapped stats say standard is still popular. Does Untapped publicly show how big their sample sizes are? If so, can you link that to me? Can you cite that reference? I'm not familiar enough. I don't think I remember seeing sample sizes that are public on their site, but I could have missed it. Yes, best of one is higher variance and variance is fun. Is accurate. Variance is fun, chat. And if you don't think so, you should close this Magic stream and go watch someone play chess. Or Go. One of those other skill-intensive, low-variance games. Don't tempt me with a good time. There's also nothing wrong with enjoying both. It's just to say the explicit appeal of card games in general, not even just Magic, just card games in general, is variety. Can you cite a source, Big USD? So, like, again, I believe you. Can you just, like, link the page that cites their statistics? Chat, you want to hear a change that'll make the Magic boomers mauled? You know what I really want to see? You know what would make Magic Arena better? I want a side grade to Blood Artist so this card doesn't fucking target anymore. Please, Magic Arena, get rid of this card's requirement of targeting. Errata the shit out of this Magic card. Stop making me click on them. Thanks for the 1.5 years, Kevin. Appreciate the support. Welcome back. Bora Borzo, thanks for the follow. Oh, it shows you inside of the individual decks where the sample sizes are. Okay, that's interesting. So in comparison, the top standard deck for best of one has 5,900 matches played. Oh, I was looking at Untapped and clicking here. We're probably gonna die because I was clicking at the same time. 5,900 matches for standard best of one versus 3,800 matches for Alchemy best of one for the most popular decks. Corvmax, thanks for the 41 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I agree with that, turn 3 Tron. Big agree. Standard best of 1 is 170,000 matches in the last 7 days. Alchemy has 120,000. That's actually super close. Do you have the historic metrics by chance too? How does historic compare to those? I appreciate the data, Big USD. Thanks for digging that up. Wow. Okay, so that's actually a really impressive comparison. I knew historic was a lot less popular than standard, but to see that factor, so historic is half of alchemy and 1/3 of standard. That's a pretty big difference, huh? So it's so there are people talking about data while obviously Untapped doesn't cover nearly every Magic Arena player, so the total numbers there aren't super relevant, I would venture to guess the ratios there probably extrapolate to the Arena player base as a whole fairly okay. There isn't a strong reason to talk about how and see, okay, so that's actually really interesting. So the best of 3 numbers are completely different. So best of 3 historic is 13,000, best of 3 alchemy is 8,000, best of 3 standard is 12,000. That's a really interesting dynamic. That was a good draw. Kill you? It doesn't surprise me. Is that for the last week? You gave the numbers for the last week last time, Big USD. That's for the last week, I assume? Yes. So not only is there a significantly lower number of best of 3, but as far as ratios go, best of 3 players seem to favor historic, which actually kind of makes sense, I think, why, for like my personal content, why historic probably does the best of my content consistently. If historic is fairly popular among best of 3 players. I have been assured that alchemy is killing standard. I assume matches, Grumbledon. So I take issue with statements like this one here. Best of 3 historic is generally played by higher skilled players. That's elitist gatekeeping bullshit. Those are the kind of like self-masturbatory statements where like people are like, I play best of 3 historic, and best of 3 historic players are smarter and thinner, so I am smart and thin because I'm a best of 3 historic player. It's like, well, there really aren't any metrics to back up that type of statement. Cartman's got big, actually, energy Jin, for sure. The numbers suggest it. You know, the numbers, Jeff. Look at the numbers. Stop it. Which numbers? Cite a source. Make an argument. You can do so in 10 minutes when you come back. Oh, chat. Chat. Who knew that was a gift sub? I knew it was a gift sub before I clicked on their username, but... Chat. Numbers don't lie, but liars fucking love numbers. Never forget that. Let's attack with this to start. And then do we socialite? I think we socialite. Like, for what it's worth, interactions like this are, I'm sure, why people are like, Jeff doesn't like people who disagree with him. And I'm not saying I don't like people who disagree with me. I am saying if you're going to disagree with me in my Twitch chat, actually have the number on hand that you're saying disagrees with me. I'm wrong all the time. Just ask my wife. But if you're gonna come into here, into my space, and assert that I am wrong, you better do your homework first. This is a MySpace, and I promise I still love you, chat, even if you didn't make my top 8. There's only 8 slots, chat. I can't fit everybody in. Please don't get mad. KYKY, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. The only numbers I'm seeing right now are 1984. I'm gonna try attacking again and play this brushstroke again. Is that a joke I'm too zoomer to understand? Oh no, chat. The Zoomers don't understand MySpace references. Oh no. Oh no. I'm so old, chat. Oh, why would you hurt me this way? Why did you wake up this morning and choose violence? Ugh, Shadow's Verdict not giving us damage triggers is Sag. I am literally withering in front of your eyes. I think I'm gonna ditch this Harvester here to try and hit untapped land. Okay, this isn't okay, chat. I would like the record to reflect. Do you see my mouse very clearly having the non-foil blood token selected? And I click on this, and then it sacrifices my foil blood token. This is an atrocity that needs to be corrected. This is not okay. Literally unplayable. (1984) Section Borderless. It's not a good scene. We can't play Hex anymore, Jin. They finally turned the servers off on us. Someone said they're in their 40s and don't understand the MySpace references. Was that not a thing? Was MySpace more younger people? I'd believe that. MySpace was huge during my early teenage years, chat. I'm an old man. MySpace was also US only as well. I believe that. I think we're gonna Florian here. Generate some cards, ideally. Sag. MySpace never threatened democracy, so I only vaguely recall it. Maybe I should have played this out pre-combat. Oh, they're dead, right? We're good. Hullbreaker horror feels a lot less offensive in this format than it does in regular standard, because there's better aggro tools for beating them down, which is nice. Bloodvial's probably a little clunky. I'm gonna leave in a couple of grasps for their leers and their hullbreakers. Or power word kill is like strictly better. You raised with an ICQ. One of the open source projects I used to help out with had an IRC support chat until like last year when I finally pushed them over to Discord. I was like, look, I'm tired of running a bot so I can have logs of the IRC channel. We need to put this on Discord. It's time to get with the times. Although, fun fact, we always blow some people's minds when we bring up IRC. Everybody in chat is currently participating in an IRC chat, by the way. Every Twitch channel chat is actually just IRC on the back end with a web interface over it. You can actually join a Twitch chat by using an IRC client. IRC stands for Internet Relay Chat. It's a really old protocol for having chat servers. The removal spell. I choose not to believe you. Hey, listen, it's 2021. That's your right. You reject that reality and substitute your own. Just do this. Now I'm laughing and people are staring. I try. I was an ex-chat kid. In the time before web-based GUIs, it was an ex-chatter. Guess we just Anje here. Not being able to double spell following the sweeper feels a little bad. Do we have official stats yet on why best of 3 players are the biggest brains of the children's card game? We don't actually, believe it or not. Right, there goes a Leer and a land.
My aid. My will cannot be denied.
All right, chat, we have a plan. I'm not gonna say it's a good plan, but it's a sanguine brushstroke of a plan. No, so I'm holding these blood tokens, chat, are gonna be lightning bolts in a second.
It's bold to buy.
For people wondering why I haven't been rummaging yet, I'm gonna start using them once I play the second brushstroke. That's true, they do gain us life as well. Man. Okay, they have Hullbreaker mana now. I really just want them to cast anything, because if they cast anything, it means they're not Hullbreakering us this turn. They need Hullbreaker this turn to have a real shot, I think. Because if they Hullbreaker into bounce a bunch of blood tokens, we could be in trouble. Yeah, I think this is correct too. So they currently have 11-14 in play. Right? This is 14. This is 11-14. I'm at 15. So do I play the other Sanguine Brushstroke? I think we play the other Brushstroke out here, right? And then we hope they don't double spell us. Oh, I guess if they kill their own creature, they could get the last point in. Oh, I have the Blood Artist as a blocker too, though. They have 1 card in hand here, so if they can't kill us, we just need to sacrifice 3 bloods to kill them because they drew with Lulth, right? Oh my god, am I gonna get to block with this Blood Artist? And Brushstroke is a real card, chat. That is a real Magic the Gathering card. Like, makes the chump blocker too that drains them on occasion as well. Like... I should have believed in the brushstroke. We're just painting a beautiful picture in the blood of our enemies. Thanks, Grapex. Let's get like one more good match in with vampires to wrap up this set, huh? Erica. Erica is a story-driven narrative game that we're going to play this afternoon. It's another shorter one like Edith Finch was yesterday. So it's going to be like 2.5 hours, one and done. I don't really know much about it other than the fact that it's a story-driven game. Trying to avoid spoilers other than looking up the length of it. How did Twitch metrics work out? Unfortunately, our Alchemy Open had the worst metrics of any tournament I have ever run, both in player count and viewer count. How's the YouTube doing after the fact to compare to that? YouTube archive is a bit below average as well, but doing better than the Twitch did. Well, I mean, does your explanation like link actual data, or is it feels just Buick? I mean, Buick, your post there is just like all pure speculation. Like, again, just like stuff like that is largely nonsensical, and I discourage you from basically spreading nonsense. I played through Hades. I actually think Hades is a really, really sweet, well done game. I just don't enjoy playing through the same part of a game over and over again. So like, there's a 2-hour playthrough of me killing Hades or almost killing Hades, and then I was done. So I didn't feel like going back and like doing endless runs. I don't really enjoy that kind of gameplay. But the first time through is good. Ninja Bob, thanks for the sub gifties. Happy Tuesday. For the people saying Saturday had a lot of things going on Twitch, the viewer metrics for the Open were also bad after CGB and Croaky's signed off. So again, I've been loving Alchemy and I'm having fun playing it. I don't plan to stop making Alchemy content, but I can also accept and acknowledge the fact that Alchemy content seems to be going over worse than other format content. There's also the variable of Magic content in general's just been down lately. Like the entire category on Twitch is lower than it has been. Is also another factor. Like the standard Open that we did in November also had kind of low metrics, but not quite as bad as this past one. I just said I don't like gameplay loops visibles. Explicitly do not like the roguelite replay the same thing constantly gameplay. For people that are going to sit here and try and explain the data metrics to me, chat, I have a master's degree in mathematics. I've taught statistics classes. I've done data analysis for a Fortune 50 company before. I spend a lot of time in Twitch and YouTube metrics, far more than you do unless you work at Twitch. Trust me when I tell you I understand what I'm talking about here. All right, so if we play this pre-combat, we can then play this pre-combat as well to push an extra point of damage here. For people saying, is Magic just down in general because it's always down this time of year? No, that is not factually correct. The low point for Twitch viewership metrics is June and July every year when people go outside and touch grass. The fall months, even around the holidays, tend to be decent to reasonable metrics for content. If you're a data junkie like me and you haven't played with Twitch metrics before, this website here, Sully leverages the Twitch API, and there's a ton of incredibly good, fun data up there to poke at. So if you're a data junkie and you like to know, how does Jeff get familiar with Twitch metrics? Most of them are public. The only private metric that's not available via the Twitch API is the number of concurrent subscribers someone has on Twitch. Which there are also third-party sites that manually track how many subs a lot of the biggest streamers have. So you can find some of that out as well by doing that. It's a video game, Steven. But does the Twitch API take into account Twitch chat being expert at how data feels? Kanexeo, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel today. Control deck spinning their tires a bunch and then dying seems to be a common theme against our deck, which honestly I can take, chat. Not gonna complain about that. They have Edgar. Oh, they're missing a color. They're missing a color. It is the full title, Saven. Do I want Brittle Blast to exile their thing? I was going to leave it a couple of removals. This is obviously much worse against Hullbreaker if they have it, but maybe if they're on Edgar, they're not on Hullbreaker. Yeah, Sand's fine. Little land heavy, but if we flood a little bit, our blood tokens can hopefully help us stick us out of that. I was talking just to give a couple of anecdotes on metrics. I was talking with another YouTube content creator, or another person that posts stuff on YouTube, and they mentioned that, hello. They mentioned that, this past month was the first time their YouTube channel had lost subscribers in a month since they had started developing their YouTube content. And that was also true for myself as well. Those are two anecdotal points. And that the other content creator was also someone who's been big on Alchemy. Let's get another brushstroke down here, hopefully. Yeah, that's exactly correct. You know, they're mad at Alchemy, so they decide to hammer creators metrics. That's whatever. YouTube subs at the end of the day don't really matter. If you're not subbed to a channel but you watch the videos, that's what matters. And if you are subbed to a channel but don't watch the videos, your sub doesn't really mean anything. YouTube puts in your recommended feed whatever you're watching. Is the TLDR. Well, so what if I crack this? This is gonna be kind of aggressive, but I'm gonna crack this, discard the Florian, and then we can go double Socialite, attack for 4. Could have greeted and kept the Florian, but I wanted the guaranteed double Socialite here. This was a build-around submission for black-red vampires with Alchemy. Alright, chat, my wife has brought down my leftover sandwich from yesterday. So I'm gonna mute and eat that. Also, before I mute and eat this, for people that aren't American, I want you to understand that this is half of the sandwich I purchased yesterday. Let's get that. Let's get the big webcam up here. So we had sandwiches last night for dinner. This is the other half. The other half of the sandwich I had for dinner last night from a takeout place. America. Oh, chat, my board died while I wasn't looking. And now I have to click for Blood Artist a bunch? Rude. Listen, chap. Someone was talking about Sanguine Brushstroke being too difficult to interact with. Yeah, let's do one more with this while I eat. My lukewarm take is cards like that stuff Gandalf's in a box are a good thing for Magic the Gathering. I'm gonna call those a feature, not a bug. Man, we have a lot of options here with the land draw. I can play this and smack them. Try and draw a land in 2 hits to play the Epicure afterwards. I can also, like, just hit them and play a 5/6 Anje. I think I want to put 2 threats into play this turn, and I think I want to try and get my 5th land. I think we do this and hope for untapped red. Perfect. I think I like the sequence here. So they're dead. Drain you for 9. Yeah, every drain on here is 9 with the Sanguine Brushstroke, or 3. Good shit. I did not think we were gonna get that after they tempoed us. Close. Oh. Anje is great chat. She's been really impressive. In conjunction with Brushstroke. This not caring how the blood gets sacrificed is just like super potent. Love it. Yeah, a lot of big chunky text box. Yeah, in the standard build, I'd only been playing 1 to 2 Anje, and I'm up to 3 of her in here, and I definitely think playing 3 is correct. Really, really powerful card that you're happy to see a copy of. Yeah, that's true. Most people talking about the resources to craft this deck. I think Anje's, speaking of her, is actually the only kind of narrow card in this deck. Almost every other rare or mythic in this deck slots into a lot of other things. A lot of the more narrow vampire cards are like commons and uncommons. I don't know if that's the correct one to take, chat, but I've been hurt before, so I'm taking it. My body isn't ready to trust again. Replication ring's actually one of the better things they could get from that. So, not going to play into either of their counter spells here. It's going to play a tap land and pass. And then hopefully they go, like, untapped land. No, they're still holding up Divide. Sad. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging. Just keep swinging. And then this will get divided, but that's fine. We got to get through Divide at some point anyways. Snooty doobie. Thanks for the 20 months. Welcome back. Good afternoon. So then next turn we Florian and then smack them with this and hope to find a land or a 1 or 2 mana card. Perfect. Just like we drew it up, chat. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Studi. Our next Open is scheduled, by the way, January 8th. The Hoaglandia Open Series will be returning with a historic event, and it'll be historic for the Hoaglandia Open Series in general, too, because this event is going to be a set championship qualifier. The winner of our January 8th tournament will qualify to play in the next set championship for Neo Kamigawa. I'm gonna play one of these out as a scribe. Oh, I forgot about the Dracula's castles. Yeah, you could turn the Dracula's castles back into their lands. I don't think this archetype gains enough meaningful additions to be worth playing in Historic. For people asking how we got this invite, this is MTG Melee has a premium tournament organizer program, and they have coordinated with Wizards of the Coast to provide things and prizes to their premium organizers. So this is a partnership with Melee for us, and Melee has a partnership with Wizards. Well, to be fair, they're giving me product to give to you, chat. They also gave me a small amount of gems that we're gonna give out as door prizes for the tournament too. There weren't enough codes to give out as prizes to the actual like top finishers. There's only 4 codes, but we're gonna got some things for door prizes as well. Yeah, I agree, Lampton. we won, but we're still annoyed. It's a great summary of the divide by 0. All right, so this deck actually really exceeded my expectations. Sanguine Sacrament was such a powerful upgrade for this archetype. Or Sanguine Brushstroke, sorry, not Sacrament, really pushed Anje into overdrive, it felt like. I think if you were going to say, Jeff, what would you reconsider or think about or work on for this shell? I think the definite weak links are the play with fire and the Vampire Socialite aspect. Mono white has not been particularly popular in Alchemy because of the Cleric's deck being really strong against it. So I almost feel like I want like other bigger removal spells to kill larger creatures. And a lot of the ways this deck is playing out, it feels like we're more mid-rangey, less aggressive, which makes the pressure that Vampire Socialite applies less relevant, I think. Yeah, could be Thundering Rebuke, could be Brittle Blast, could be just some power word kills. There's a few different ways. Yeah, like maybe we do gain enough life that maybe you could play more Grasp. I don't know, more than 2 Grasps is kind of scary. So like maybe you just like go a little bit bigger game 1 and you like play like 4 other big removal spells, and then like we like add a couple of lands and then another piece of top end threat. Like maybe, what if we did something like this? What if we played a couple of Shatter Skull Smashings as lands 25 and 26? And then, is Chandra Drustico? I don't think she draws cards for us often. Yeah, I was actually kind of thinking Sexy Sorin. What do we think of Sexy Sorin as the other piece of top end? He like draws cards and he's okay against aggro. I don't hate Sexy Sorin as a top end. Yeah, he makes vampires for Anje. It could, honestly, this card was good enough that it could be correct just to play 4 of her, because when you have multiple copies, the blood tokens can loot through your extra copies. So it could be correct to just like have all of these because they're great when you have them, and when you have too many, you could rummage through them. So it could be right to do something like this too, I could see. And I think Brittle Blast is actually a pretty great removal spell at the moment. So I could see doing something like this, like a slightly bigger, more controlling, more mid-rangey variation. Not control deck, but like a more mid-rangey variation could be okay. It could also actually, you know what could be right? We had played I think a couple of Brittle Blasts in the main. We had played some Inscription in the red-black mid-range deck we had played the other day that wasn't blood-based, and I could see that being really good, because it's like an okay removal spell, and then it also can like pick these back up, or it's like a Mind Rot against the control deck. So the flexibility with this card has been impressive in other shells. And then I think if we do cut the 1 mana removal from the main, we probably want a few Flame Blessed Bolts in the sideboard. So maybe something like this if I was going to poke at this some more, try a little bit bigger. And it could be that, you know, you just want the other threat lower to the ground, that it feels better with that. But I think if I was doing my due diligence testing this is an archetype I liked, I think I would try something that looked like this after playing those games that we played today. Thanks for the follows to the new people. Welcome to the channel. If you're new to the channel, thanks for dropping in today. My name's Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch in general. We do some Magic the Gathering